The main platform I'm on is TikTok, and I've got just over 800,000.
Wow, some big numbers there.
Yeah, I know. When you put it into perspective, it is a big number. Terrible experiences that makes me want to never date again.
Oh no!
So you've never had a 6-month, 1-year relationship?
I've been in a 2-year situationship.
What are your views on dating?
I feel like in this generation, that people will just date to say they're dating someone. Should I put it as it's complicated? And like it got obsessive, and he knew where I lived, so he would like come to my house randomly, be knocking on my window, and like he'd find my friends through my Instagram, be like, "Where's Louaira?" It was nuts.
How long were you guys together?
2 weeks. Yeah, you have to be careful when you're dating online, because some people, they've got issues.
Alright guys, we are back again with another episode of the Foster Unfiltered podcast. I am here with the lovely Louaira. Finally, she's joining me. How many times has it been that almost the third time today that you bailed?
Yeah, maybe 3 times we had to reschedule.
You have been in Morocco, so I'll cut you a pass. Wish I was in Morocco. That looked absolutely lush. You're in Marrakesh, right?
Yes.
Okay. And would you recommend?
I would highly recommend.
Alright, so Louaira, I'm saying your name right, correct?
Yes.
Do most people get your name wrong? I think you told me.
I normally get Louaira, Laura, Wara. I think people tend to overcomplicate it. It's just said how it's spelt.
Exactly. I think once people start seeing multiple A's and I's, they just give up, and then it's like,
they get a bit lost.
It's gonna be whatever I say is, but no, I think Louaira. No, that's a nice name. What does it mean?
Thank you. It's a combination of my parents' names.
Okay.
So it's my mum and dad's name jumbled together.
So I'm assuming your dad is called Lou, and not your mum.
Lupo.
Lupo. Where are you from?
Lupo. I'm from the Philippines.
Ah, okay. So where's the children? Why aren't you married yet? How old are you?
I'm 23.
Yeah, exactly. I used to date a Filipina, and we spoke on the phone.
So you know.
I know what they're like. She was like, I was like 22 at the time. She was 20, and she was like, "Why haven't I had a kid yet?" And I was like, "Fucking hell, I still feel like I'm a kid." Yeah, crazy. But you got any plans?
To be fair, my mum had me at 30, so I don't think she's expecting any kids anytime soon.
Are you expecting any kids, or when's the...
No. No.
Okay. Well, anyway, so let's get an introduction into you. So obviously from the Philippines, tell us a little bit more about you. Quite big on TikTok, I've heard.
Originally from the Philippines. Moved to the UK when I was 3 years old because my parents are both nurses. So they brought me over, and I've just become a proper Brit. Let's put it that way.
What does proper Brit mean? What, like roast dinners on a Sunday and getting drunk?
I mean, okay, I wouldn't say getting drunk. I've got that out of my system. I did that when I was like 18 to 22. So this is like the first year and a half that I've been like calmer.
I think you said, are you on you're on a bit of a streak, no drinking, right?
Yeah, I mean, I will have the odd cocktail here and there, but I'm not getting absolutely hammered.
So you're not on a streak at all?
I'm on a streak of limiting myself to 1 or 2. I'm not getting hammered and going to the club after a brunch.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so obviously, yeah, just drop your socials. What's your Instagram, TikTok, whatever other platforms you're using right now?
Oh, everything's just my name, Louaira. 7 letters, you can't miss it.
Okay,
yeah.
So tell us about how you grew your platforms. What's been the biggest platform for you? What's the main platform you've been growing on, and how did it start?
The main platform I'm on is TikTok, and I've got just over 800,000.
Wow, some big numbers there.
Yeah, I know. When you put it into perspective, it is a big number. I started during COVID, to be honest. I was in university, and I really, I didn't know what to do because I really prefer learning in person, because I was studying business management marketing, so we had to give presentations, and I was just not doing the work. Let's put it that way. I was spending a lot of time on my phone.
I did business as well. Yeah. And it was a complete DOS, to be honest.
Oh no. Yeah, I'm kind of lucky I didn't properly finish it. I mean, I only did like 6 to 8 months. I did uni, not university. Let's put it that way. And during COVID, my friend was on TikTok and they told me to join on it, and I literally blew up in 2 weeks. So I
That's
stuck by it.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah,
So
I think I gained 200K in 2 weeks.
wow. What was the one that
Yeah,
went? What was the one that went sort of big for you? Obviously, you got on at the right time.
yes.
Lockdown.
So I guess everyone was still doing like dances and, aesthetic videos. I kind of started doing talking videos, and no one really was doing it at the time. So I guess that's why they enjoyed it, because I was doing like 1 minute to 2 minute talking videos randomly, and people just kind of grew and liked my personality. So I'd get a lot of engagement and followers from that.
So what were you talking about at the start?
I was recording a train conversation. I was
What?
on the train. I was on the train trying to get to work, and someone was just talking to me, and I like posting my private Snapchat story, so I just had my phone out, like, really bad angle, recording the conversation and just talking. It's about 2 minutes, and I uploaded it.
Was some guy who was like trying to come on to you,
No, I think he was just drunk,
and that
so I'm not sure.
that blew up. That blew up, or that was one of the ones that blew up.
Yeah, yeah, I got like 5 million views at the time.
That's crazy. What did he say? Did he say anything like
I
really
know,
bad,
and
or
then
was it
he
just
was just no, he was just drunk and wanted to have a conversation, so I just went along with it.
bless him? Was he like a happy drunk, or was he like rude in this? I ain't seen the video, so I don't know. Was he?
No, I mean it's archived now because I look so different. I had braces and everything.
Oh wow.
But it was just asking, what are you doing, love? How you, what's going on? Have you done with your day? And I was like, oh, just going along with it, just being friendly.
What time of the day was this when he was drunk?
It was like 1 p.m.
Mm, no comment.
The sun was still out.
Okay, maybe he was day drinking. Maybe he was going to a rave.
Exactly.
Anyways, what would you say, just briefly? Because what I'll tell the listeners is this is hopefully an intro to us doing a future podcast in person, because you're not too far from me. But
Yeah.
I just thought it'd be a good idea for us to have a little 30-minute, 11 questions with Jamie sort of interview. Why 11? Because 11 is my favorite number. Don't ask me any more about that. It's what I'm going with. But just briefly, what is the craziest thing TikTok's provided you? Or what's the three? Just give me three
Oh,
like brief things.
okay. So TikTok being on there has brought me to red carpet events, movie premieres, and free stuff. I mean, it's great. I don't think I've bought like clothes in a very, very long time. If I
Oh,
buy clothes, it's more of an investment, but I kind of get everything sent to me. I think TikTok is easier if you're a girl because you get sent
yeah.
beauty products, clothes. So that's great. I love it.
Nah,
What else? Just
that's dope.
loads and loads of opportunities.
You've done like, has it been able to give you sort of the freedom of like life that you want to live as well, traveling? Like obviously you're in Morocco, you're going to Cyprus.
Yes,
So
100%. I mean, I really want to go into more travel and lifestyle content because at the moment I'm still doing like beauty, talking videos. I mean, it's very personality and lifestyle already, but I just want to do more traveling, and working from my phone allows me to have the freedom of traveling because I can just post
yeah,
when I want. I can spend a whole day filming about 10, 20 videos if I wanted to, and then I could go on holiday for a week and I could just spread out what I post. So it's great.
yeah, exactly. I've still got content from trips in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. I haven't posted. Like, there's so much content. I think obviously, who am I to lecture you? You're obviously far further ahead in terms of your content
No.
journey. But I think what they say in general is sort of like continue. Maybe 9 out of 10 posts do what has already got you your following, and then throw in a video of
Exactly.
your travel content, and if that does well,
Squared out.
that you should do. You should do content to please and continue to please your current following, but you should also enjoy what you're posting, right? So I think, yeah, definitely follow the travel, the travel vlogs or the travel posts on TikTok. I think that's something that I always like. Travel's a big part of my life. I think it's so much fun to post about where you're traveling and the different foods you're eating and
Yeah.
all that stuff. Like, it's a lot of fun and it's really rewarding. So yeah, I fully support that.
I think a lot of people, want to do influencing and want to do content. And if you have 5 minutes worth of traveling content, you can reuse that content, do different voiceovers, add different sounds. And if you really put in the work of just having the content filmed when you're like on holiday or traveling, you can do weeks and weeks and weeks worth of content afterwards.
100%.
So
No,
yeah.
I think that's really good advice. I think no, we'll definitely when we meet in person, do an in-person podcast. I'll definitely dive deeper into TikTok because that is a
Yeah.
platform that I joined probably a bit too late, and I'm trying to catch up in that regard. But so any
Yeah,
tips you can give me and the listeners, that'd be great. But
for
this
sure.
is a dating podcast, so we will get into the dating questions. As I said,
Okay.
11. So let's start off with just something a bit basic. What are your views on dating? Are you here for it? Love it? Hate it? Is it a necessary evil in terms of meeting someone? What do you think?
Oh, so I'm very here for it if you have good experiences. I hate it if, you're not connected with the right person, because I feel like in this generation that people will just date to say they're dating someone. But
Mm.
at the same time, I wouldn't say I've had terrible experiences that makes me want to never date again. But I've definitely had bad dates in my past.
You're lucky then. I've had a few that maybe question it.
Oh no, I've questioned a lot, but I'm more on the side like, is it me or is it them? And then I've taken the time. And I'm like, wait,
It's always
hold on a
them.
minute.
No, it's always them.
Okay.
That's how I live my life. Always them. Safer that way. Okay, so but in terms of what's your dating status right now? Are you single? Are you in a relationship? Are you seeing
Um,
someone?
should I put it as it's complicated?
I think that's fair enough. It's complicated.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
complicated.
why do you think that is? I'm not saying explain why
Um,
it's complicated, but explain why you're quote unquote. Because if you're saying it's complicated, you're single at the moment, right? That's fair for me to say.
yeah, we could say that. Yes. Um, to be honest, I just don't see myself wanting to date someone else at the moment. Like, I'm single, but
Mm,
I don't have any interest in actually going on dates or,
yeah,
wasting my time in talking to someone. But if someone comes round and sweeps me off my feet, I'm not going to be obliged to it. Let's put it that
of course,
way.
of course. I think when we spoke on the phone, I think it was quite obvious to me that you're doing some self love, self care. You're working on yourself a bit, which
Yeah.
is
I'm
that's
on
the best way.
my healing era, that as they call it.
There's an era for fucking everything these days. But yeah,
Exactly.
healing era is something I'll get behind. I'll get
Single
behind that.
era, healing era.
Fitness era, like those are actually all right. There's when you start
Yeah.
getting into some other ones, it's like anyway.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's when
so
it can get a bit.
would you say you're more of a relationship girl, or have you been involved in like having a lot of fun? I'm personally a big supporter of like doing whatever you want to do. Like I don't I don't even like saying this. Don't slut shame. I don't like say girls can't do this if I'm doing that. Like
Yeah.
so, I'll be honest. I've been someone who's had fun. I've had 3 serious relationships. What has sort of your dating history been?
So my dating history, I'm a really like one person and that's it. But it's
Mm,
always been just like dating and it's never gone to a relationship. So
yeah.
I've never been in a relationship, and I think
Oh
it's mainly
wow.
on me and my standards of what I
So
want.
so you've never had a like 6 month, 1 year relationship where
I've
you were
been in a
boyfriend and
2 year
girlfriend.
situationship.
Yeah, no, that don't
I've
count.
been in situationships.
So
Yeah.
do you think that's a mixture of with that situationship he was leading you on, and then the
I
other
mean,
guys?
I'm very self-aware that I can be a problem as well.
Okay.
So at times I've not been taken seriously or I'm afraid of commitment.
I can't even finish a TV show. Like literally, I'm just like, no,
Oh, no.
2 episodes left. I'm out. I don't. It's so bad.
Well,
Yeah, I know.
and that's a you problem, isn't it?
Mm.
No, I've let my guard down a lot more, and I'm much more. I mean, I would like to say I'm open to a relationship, but I still guard my heart and my safe
Yeah.
space. But I think over the years, I've really, let myself just chill out a bit more and not
Mm.
take life too seriously. Because
Yeah, I think.
before I'd be like, you're doing this wrong, I don't want anything with you.
Yeah, it can be very easy just to be like one mistake and you cut them off. But I think with the right person, I think you you don't want to be blind to their red flags, so to speak. But I think with the right person, you put up with more
Yeah.
than obviously someone who you're not that interested in.
Yeah, I think with the right person you learn to accept they are who they are and you learn about their flaws because no
Hmm.
one's perfect, are they?
No, 100%. And just moving on from that, question 4: what is your ideal type? We'll start with personality because we don't want to
Okay.
be we don't want to be shallow on this. Let's start with
I was really
personality.
thinking, what is my type? So personality, for one, you have to make me laugh because
Okay.
I can't be with you and not have a conversation where someone's smiling. I can't sit down and be serious because I'll laugh in your face
Yeah,
or I'll
love
think
that.
I'm the problem. If someone's looking at me serious, I'll just be like, "What have I done?" And I'll just make a situation up in my head, and then it'll be over for the both of us. So,
Oh wow, so you're a ruminator, you're an overthinker, a bit like me actually.
oh,
Are
massively.
you?
Because what have I done?
I can't believe I was about to ask you that. I'm not a star sign person like at all. But are you a Taurus?
Oh, no, I'm a Cancer.
Okay, exactly. That makes me feel way better. I can't believe I was about to ask that and be like, I don't believe
And
in
imagine
any
if
of
you
that.
got it right.
If I got
Imagine
it
if you
right, if I got it right, I owe a lot of girls an apology because I've been calling them out. Okay, I got it wrong.
wait, what?
Good.
What are you?
I'm a Taurus because I overthink as
Okay,
well. I'm an overthinker,
I
so I was
see.
like, shit, is she an overthinker? But yeah, ideal. So funny. Give me 2 more traits.
Funny, respectful,
Mm.
and ambitious.
Okay, I like that. And is that? Would you say that's the order that you would have them in?
Not necessarily. I think it comes in different ways. I mean, general respect, as in, to your family, to friends, and whoever you come across. I'm very the type of person treat people how you want to be treated. I don't think there's a hierarchy in anything.
Okay. And just moving on to looks, which I joked about being shallow, but you need to find someone attractive. So, what is your type looks wise?
You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, if I'm looking at my dating history, they all look different.
I
But
love that.
overall, I would say like tall, brunette, and like
Mm.
maybe some facial hair.
Maybe some facial hair. That sounds
Yeah,
undecided.
yeah, maybe because you can shave it off and you can put it back on. You can grow it.
Some
Let's put
people,
it that way.
yeah, some people look better with it. Some people look worse. What is tall for you, just quickly? Because first of all, what's your
Oh,
height and what's a tall guy?
so I'm 5'1", so
Okay, so
you
he could
can
be like five. He could be like 5'3", and you'll be fine.
no, at least come on over 5'8", at least.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, 5'8". I love my short kings out there. I support them. There's video footage of me.
Exactly.
There is video footage of me back in the short kings. I hate women. I can't stand women. I have matched beautiful women who have
Yeah,
because in my bio on dating apps I've said 6'2". That's my height. But in their
yeah,
bio, they're like, I won't date someone under 6 foot. That's what I call someone under 6 foot. They're called friends.
yeah. I mean, there's a
I
fine
can't
line.
stand women like that because, and I'll explain. You can have a preference. You can have a
Mm-hmm.
preference. There's no problem with that. You want to date someone who's over 6 foot, no problem. But when you start putting it in your bio, like, what I call
Yeah.
under 6 foot friends, I'm like, well, you know what I call a girl with no boobs, friend. Like the difference is I get cancelled and the girl gets away scot free. But it's true if you think
Oh,
about it. It's true if
no,
you think
I
about it.
agree with you. I think there's a fine line between preference and shallowness, but I think in the end it works out, because if a girl says her preference is, she won't date a guy that's 6'2", that's already a girl you don't want to date, and she just made it easier for you. So I
No,
think it works out in the end.
I agree, but what I'm saying is someone is 6'2", like when I see a girl and I've matched them and they've said I won't date, I call people under 6 foot friends. I've actually messaged them and said like, oh, I must have matched you by mistake. Yeah, I'm a savage. I just don't like that attitude. I
You
really
know
don't
what?
like it.
If you want to humble them, go for it.
I think they need to
They
be
might need.
humbled. I think they need to be humbled because if I said what I just said, girl with no bum, girl with no boobs, friend, I'm cancelled. I'm blasted on social media, put on Twitter. We just so I'm out here defending short kings, but I am gonna say five foot
Yeah.
eight is very small for a man. So
Everyone has their preference. I mean, I did have a conversation with a friend. We were both on Hinge at the time, and she was saying, "Oh," she was swiping. She's like, "No, he's too short. He's too short." And I was like, "This man could be the love of your life, and you just swiped him because you're shallow."
honestly, I had the funniest conversation with a girl called Jalira. I haven't posted the full podcast yet, but she's a Ugandan model, and she is tiny. I think she's 5 foot. I mean, you're five
Yeah,
one, so it's basically the same height as you. And
I think he's 5'1". Let's keep it that way.
okay, and I was like, okay, so we were talking about types, and she said Michael B. Jordan, and I was like, yeah, beautiful man, probably the best looking black man on planet Earth, in my opinion. I'm comfortable in my sexuality, but he's a beautiful man. And
He
then
is.
I think he's sub 6 foot because she was making a big deal about height. And she's like,
Oh,
okay. She was like, okay, it's Michael B. Jordan. I can put up with that. I was like, okay, 5'10", but he's Michael B. Jordan. She's like, yeah, I'll accept him. I went 5'9", and she was like, I can't date him. And I was like, it's Michael B. Jordan. It's
yeah,
Michael B. Jordan. Like 5'9". You're 5 foot. It's not like
exactly.
that's
It's still taller.
that's not a big deal. If you're 5'10",
Exactly.
I could maybe understand you wanted to date a basketball player or something, but I don't know. It's preference, but it just made me laugh. I was like, so you have Michael B. Jordan, and there's a 1 inch difference, and you're like, nah.
Yeah,
She
exactly.
she is some of the funniest icks I've ever seen. Like she said, one of her icks is if she sees a guy standing at the bus stop, and I think sometimes you got to take public transport. Yeah, but like
Exactly.
she's hilarious.
Exactly.
She's such a sweet girl. She don't, but she says some kooky shit. But anyway,
Funny
so
stuff.
that's your ideal type. Bit of a shallow question next. Would you rather ugly and funny or handsome and boring for a husband?
Like I said, a big personality thing for me is you have to make me laugh. And looks for me, they only get you so far. What I like to say is looks attract you and personality keeps you. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I'm picking between, what was it, ugly and funny and pretty and boring,
Yeah,
I'd have to go ugly and funny, because
for a husband,
is one
yeah.
of yeah, because when you grow old, the looks fade. You got to stick with the
100%.
personality. Because imagine you're with pretty and boring. You're just going to be sitting there like, what do we talk about?
No, I
So
back that.
yeah, definitely,
And when I
definitely
said,
ugly and funny.
yeah, I agree. Well, and I back that because look, we've all been on dates with someone who's been like absolutely stunning. I've been on dates with girls who are like
Oh,
absolutely way out of my
mm-hmm.
league, and they are the most boring people. I
It's
almost
like
feel,
talking to a brick wall.
yeah, it's literally one word answers, and I'm just like, you have coasted off your looks. But it's so boring. I was like, and then there's been people who maybe I didn't find attractive straight away, but they're so charming and so funny and like
Yeah,
they just walk into a room and as a woman like they just everything goes to them. They're just so magnetic, and I'm like
energy
you start
radiates.
you start to fancy them, and I've fully had that, and I think yeah, I 100% agree with you. For a husband or a wife, definitely got to be the personality, but looks
And you
definitely
know
get you in the
what?
door.
Exactly. Looks get you in the door, but I think personality trumps it all.
No, I like that. Guys, how are we doing? If you are enjoying this podcast slash long video form content, I do have some other guests potentially lined up. And yeah, just let me know what you guys think of it. If you're enjoying it, if you want to see more content like this. You know, it was a lot of fun to film, so I'm more than happy to bring out more content like this. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments if you want to see more content like this with more guests. And yeah, we'll dive deep into everything dating, sex, and my wacky opinions on it after they've talked. So yeah, let's get back to the podcast. Peace. All right, so when we were meant to film this, Valentine's Day had just passed, but we'll pretend it's just passed.
Okay.
Were you single on Valentine's Day? How did you spend Valentine's Day, and what are your thoughts on being single on Valentine's Day?
So I mean, I was still single on Valentine's Day, but my let's call it my situationship. He had already asked me. He had already asked me to be his Valentine's prior, so I was like, well, we're still each other's Valentines, and he was ill on the day, and he was gonna come to me and give me my present. But we met up a couple days later, and he gave me some really nice presents. So that was cute.
Okay, that's
But
not too bad.
Valentine's Day, I'm here for it. It's a day
Okay.
to show how much you love someone. I mean, you can show it every day, but I think it's such a nice and special way to show it even more.
See, I'll disagree with you on that. We had options on Valentine's Day, but we didn't want to take
Okay.
them. We didn't want to take
Okay.
them. Not about leading anyone on or anything like that, but
Hmm.
I think Valentine's Day, I have to admit, it did get to me this year. I was literally sat there and I was like, you know, everyone's posting on Instagram and it's like, don't pull
No,
that
I
face. I don't
get
want no
that.
sympathy. And everyone's
No.
like, and I'm literally like, I had to have a drink. I was literally like, I don't condone drinking,
Bruh.
but I was like,
No,
I
it
had to have a
really
drink.
does get like that. It really
I,
does get like that because I'm single on Valentine's Day, and when you look at all your friends posting in their healthy 1, 2, 3, 4 year relationships, some even have kids, married, and you're sitting there, and I'm thinking, right, time to fill some TikToks. Like,
honestly, I was literally like, some of them make me laugh. I was like, some of you couples, I didn't even know you were in a relationship, and your messages don't tell me that, which
yeah,
makes me laugh. But then some of them, I'm like, oh shit, I am a little bit envious of your relationship
yeah.
from the social media aspect. You know, someone like a couple of them get engaged, romantic
Yeah,
stuff
I
like
mean,
that.
at the end of the day, you can say Valentine's Day is just a big scheme from
It is.
shops and marketing. And you could also say that social media is a highlight reel and people show their love on Valentine's Day, but in real life they're probably arguing. So
Yeah.
take it with a pinch of salt. That's what I say.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. I think Valentine's Day definitely, it entertains me, and it also, there are the ones you feel like, you know, are like, okay, they're solid relationships. I do feel like the better the relationship, the less you feel the need to post.
Yeah.
I won't.
Exactly.
I know a girl who I used to date in Spain. She was a Filipina actually. She won't
Oh,
watch
again.
this. If she does watch this, I'm in shit. Like, she'll block me, but I don't think she
Oh
will.
no.
Uh, she is someone who, the second she's in a relationship, the whole world has to know. So she went off on
Oh,
Valentine's Day, and I'm not gonna lie, that did entertain me. That did entertain me. I was like, fuck, you know, yeah.
no.
They're the
I will
ones where I'm
definitely
like,
say.
they're the ones where I call bullshit. I'm like, all right,
Really?
yeah, because if you're
No.
if you're posting that much about your relationship and it's like, oh, mi amor bought me a bag from Marc
I
Jacobs,
get that. I get that. To be
I'm
fair, I think.
shit. That was way too specific an example.
I mean, with social media, with social media love bombing, I think there is a bit of a fine line because some people could genuinely just love sharing their life, but if you've got just your friends, then okay. But if you've got like a following, then are you doing
Yeah,
it just for show?
she has a bit of a following. It comes off so fake. And I've seen, like, obviously I dated her and we've kept in touch,
Yeah.
and I know sort of the behind the scenes emotions when she isn't
Hmm.
in a relationship, and it's, yeah, that's someone who defines themselves a little bit too much by their relationships. I pray to God she doesn't see this because that was actually a bit brutal. But I've had a few drinks, so if you did see this, I apologize.
Oh no.
Anyway, all right. So next question: Have that is fascinating though. I think Valentine's Day is a very fascinating holiday. Um,
Yeah.
have you ever approached a guy for his number?
I think I've just done the eyes. I've never approached
Oh,
for a number. I've just
so over. Okay, give us an example how you
no.
done the eyes, because I will
I'll
judge.
just look at someone and make them aware that I'm, come over here and talk to me, then ask my number. I
Because
don't.
I spoke to a fitness influencer last week, and
Yeah.
she lives in California. Beautiful girl, and she was like, "Oh, I was in," because I was asking her about the gym, and like for me personally, that's one place I wouldn't approach a girl because you go there often. If it goes
Yeah.
badly, that's weird. If it goes well, it's still weird. Like I want to work out, I don't want to have a fucking catch up. But anyway, she she saw a guy she thought was cute, and she was like giving him the eyes, and I was like, oh god, girls in the eyes, it's such crap. Like guys are dumb. They don't pick up on
It
these things.
works. It works.
But then he does come over. Oh no, he didn't come over. And she went and waited for him to do a big lift, a big bench press, and she high fived him. And I said, if you high five me after doing a bench press, I'd feel like so
No.
emasculated. I was literally like, that is the worst flirting I've ever seen in my life. I was like, it's a good thing you're good looking because that's terrible.
Yeah.
But
Oh my god.
anyway, they started chatting, and she said she wasn't interested. Apparently, didn't mesh
There
personality
you go.
wise. But I was like high fiving a guy in the gym after a lift who you don't know. It's shocking. That is shocking. If that was the other way around, I think I'd be put off by the girl.
Yeah, I'm not a gym girly, so I wouldn't really know because I'm
Yeah.
absolutely intimidated by going to the gym as it is. So I couldn't imagine being even approached by someone in the gym.
So your version of approaching a guy is giving them the eyes, sort of looking away, looking back,
Yeah,
holding the
I,
look
I
for
might
a
I
couple of
might say
seconds.
hello. Yeah, I might say
Okay.
hello. I might introduce myself, but I won't go full force in asking what's their number.
I mean, you're a good-looking girl. How's that working out for you?
Thank you. Absolutely shambles.
See, it don't matter.
Shambles.
It don't matter how good-looking you are. It don't...
I think it's even worse that I have social media because if a guy is approaching me from Instagram, he's already got a perspective and
Yeah.
presumption of me. So it's
Hmm.
like you already think you know me, but you don't know me. So I'd say
Yeah.
it's much harder. But again, like I said, I'm not even looking to date like that.
Yeah.
I'm on the
I w-
healing.
healing error. I
Yes.
was saying, I did say to her, I said the first time, you sort of approach someone with a big following, because it happened to me when I was in Australia, like 4 or 5 years, fucking hell, 4 years ago now. First girl I met, like I matched her on Tinder, went on her Instagram. She had 300,000 followers, and I literally was like, rang my mate. I was like, what the hell's going on? Why'd she match me? And then
Yeah.
obviously you date more people with obviously got to know her, realized she was absolutely normal, like, and then you date more people with a
Yeah.
following, and you're literally like, it's literally nothing. It's just
It's just the job.
it's just a, it's just a job. It's just a number. There's some cool perks to it, which is the main thing. But in terms of the actual person, there it's not. It doesn't change them in any way. Some people have.
Exactly.
I've dated some people who it's definitely gone to their head,
Oh no,
but
100%. You just have to hope that, they've actually got
one
a
of the good ones.
personality of social media.
One of the good ones, 100%. But okay. So what do you? You're not a gym girly, but what do you think is your best body part?
I've weirdly been complimented on my shoulders and my back. I wouldn't say my legs because
Okay.
I'm short.
Do you know what's funny is normally I say when a girl compliments a guy who works out, they'll normally appreciate the back. So are you lying to
To be
us? You
fair,
saying you
I
work out a
think
little bit?
no, I think it's just because I've got tattoos.
Maybe. What
That's
about
it. Yeah,
what about facially? If someone's gonna compliment you facially, are they saying eyes? They're saying smile. I see you got a little bit of a dimple here. Is it the dimple?
I like my smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my
No, but
smile's nice.
Yeah, you got a cute dimple there. I feel like is that the one that
Thank
gets a
you.
compliment?
Well, I mean, I've only got like one proper one because this one doesn't really come out. It's like a half
Nah, not
dimple.
really.
But no, I like my smile.
Yeah, but what do guys compliment you on facially?
Oh, they do say I have a nice smile.
Okay, so that's kind of
I normally just get like the compliments of like, oh, you're my future wife. I don't really get
uh,
like, you have pretty eyes.
I hate comments like that. I hate comments like that.
No, honestly.
Um, those people are the worst because they've said that to three other future wives that night, and that's the truth. But
Exactly.
okay, so what gives you the ick?
You know what? I think I'm very past the point of like icks now. I've seen many things and I'm just like,
Okay.
uh, but I'm so used to it. So like, one of them I didn't like at all. That gave me the ick
Mm.
was like if a guy bends over and you can see his bum crack.
Builders bar.
Yeah, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm not so specific on like when a guy's waiting for the bus because I. What do you mean? I lived in London. I've got to wait for the bus sometimes.
Exactly.
TFL.
That's the first thing I said to her because I was living in London at the time, and I said I have to get the bus sometimes because I live in London and I can't.
Exactly.
I drive, but I can't bring my car out there. She
No,
she
why are you
cracked
going
me
to
up.
pay the surge charge as well?
And
Why
what
are you
else
going to
did
pay
you say?
£15?
Um, any other icks other than builder's bum? Like, have you been? Okay, here's a good one. Have you been seeing a person? Because I'm
Yeah.
quite. I feel like we're quite similar in like we can be turned off pretty quick. Have you been seeing
I
someone
think
that's going?
really.
It's going well, and then they've done one thing, and you're like, nah, we're done. This is the last
Mm,
date we're going on.
oh, to be honest, I, I would say it's a personality ick. When someone can't make plans, I don't like that. I have, you have to be someone who can make a plan because I like doing things. I like going on dates, going on adventures. If someone can't make plans and stick by them, it just like it puts me off, and it does give me the ick.
Do you think that's sort of to does traditional gender roles come into play with that? Because I'm a believer of those. To be fair, I do think the man should take charge. Like
To
that's
an
just my
extent, but I'm a very dominant woman in the
Oh,
sense that
okay.
I'm very I've learned to be very independent. I mean, I'm a Filipino
Yeah.
eldest daughter. Like, tell me otherwise. Um,
Yeah, it's not
oh
necessarily that. It's
yeah.
more if someone says, "Okay, I think girls prefer to be told we're going here. I'll pick you up at this time," or rather than where do you want to go? What do you think's good? This I'm talking
Um,
about. I'm talking about early on. Early on.
I mean, okay, early on, to an extent, yes, because I've got ADHD. I have to know what time, where we're going. Have you booked it? What type of? I have to look at the menu before we go there.
Okay.
Like, but that's further on. If it's a first date, I've already done my research before you've told me because I'll find out. Do you know what I mean? I'll find out.
Okay. So if I said to you, just first date, who's planning it? You or the guy?
Not me. Unless they actually take charge and say, what food do you like? Do you like sushi? I've booked us a place for here, 8 o'clock. See you then. I'm like, okay. But if they're like, oh,
Okay.
do you want to go on a date? I'll kind of like, you know, I'll say, well, what food are you feeling? And then I'll adjust.
Answer me this: what's impressed you more? Someone who's been submissive and gone with what you said, or someone who's taken charge?
Oh, taken charge 100%, but
Exactly.
they have to do it in the right way because
Yes.
some
Yes.
people have to take charge and they're not naturally an in charge person.
Yeah. Yeah. Got you.
Like I've had a date when they've tried to take charge and they just had complete anxiety over the whole situation. They ended up booking
Yeah.
it the wrong day of the week. Oh, it was just a mess, and I was just like, chill,
I mean, they just sound
I'll
like an
sort it out.
idiot.
Yeah,
I would have given up at that point. I wouldn't have given him the chance.
exactly.
Okay. And what's your red flag?
Oh.
Or one of? You might have many. Obviously,
Oh,
punctuality is a problem.
Oh yeah, with punctuality, I get really pissed off when people are late, but I'm the worst with that. I'm
Yeah.
either so on time or so late. And
Okay.
one of my biggest red flags though is respect towards other people. Like especially I've been on so many dates and I really, really look at how people treat like hospitality, like waitresses, waiters and
Mm.
hosts. Like I absolutely can't stand if a man, well, let's say a boy, because a man would not do that.
Mm.
When a boy treats people so bad in hospitality, because I've done waitressing and I know how hard it is. They don't want to be
Mm.
there; they're just trying to make money.
Yeah,
So
of course.
respect to others is like my biggest red flag. Well, let's say disrespect to
Mm.
others. Yeah,
No,
that's my biggest.
okay, I got you. But in terms of your personal own red flag, what would you say it is? Or would your friends say
What
is
do
your
you
red
mean?
flag? As in,
Me,
so is it commitment issues? What's your red flag?
that I pay for dates. I know, I can't help it.
What? So
Oh,
you don't let the
I,
guy pay?
I mean, I've had like maybe under 10 paid dates in my life, but I'm very, go Dutch 50-50
Yeah,
because
that's not a red flag.
I
That's
don't want
British
to be
behavior.
I don't want to be walking on eggshells just for a meal and the guy expect that I do something back. No, I just want to have a nice meal, get to know you.
I
But
think, yeah.
if a guy has asked me to a date, I do expect them to pay, but I will put my, I'll offer all the time. And I think in
Mm.
this generation they'll just take it because cost of living crisis.
Fucking
Yeah.
else, boys. Someone wife her up. She's gonna pay for all the dates.
No,
Um,
I have paid for full on dates. Like,
no, you
yeah.
know what? I'm a big believer in the guys. You know, it's just me personally, but the guy should pay for the first date. Maybe the first two, if you,
Especially if he's asked.
yeah, maybe the first two if you really like the girl. But
Yeah.
always appreciate an offer. I've
Yeah, exactly.
never like it when a girl just sort of starts looking at the ceiling, when the bills come
No,
down. I don't
no.
like that
I always
behavior.
say, no, I say to girls around me, like, okay, I get you want to be treated like a queen, all this, but like, what is actually going in your mind that you're turning up to a date and you don't have enough money to cover yourself?
Or don't turn
Like,
up with a card.
surely, exactly, like, surely, you shouldn't be going on dates if you can't afford them. Like, shouldn't you be
Also,
focusing on getting your money up?
very good point. I do recommend that anyone who's thinking about dating get some money first because you will need it.
And that goes for men and women.
100%, 100%. Look at us, two young dating coaches. But anyway, I
Uh,
think
but- and that is in very complicated things.
I think I do think in terms of like splitting the bill and stuff, it is just appreciating the offer. Like I don't expect a girl to pay,
Yeah.
but just pretending like a fake offer is so appreciated. Um, but yeah, I think it's a cultural thing. I think British women are very good about going Dutch, going 50-50. Because I lived in
Hmm.
Spain and I've said this multiple times, dating Spanish women, they wanted me to pay for their Uber to the date
Oh yeah.
and then the Uber back. And I was like, what if you are an absolute twat?
What if you're
I've
a
dropped
bad date?
what if I've dropped €50 on an Uber? You get there and I hate you within 10 minutes. Like no, that
Yeah.
just
What
makes
what
no sense.
can you do?
I also dated a girl. I can't reference the same girl, but she wanted me, she wanted me to pay for she wanted me to pay for
Oh no.
everything for every date until we got married, and I was like, so
What?
let's say we break up in 6 months' time. I'm down 10K. What have you lost?
Nothing.
If people want to call me cheap for that, I'm cheap. It's just
No,
completely
like I said, we are in a cost of living crisis. You should not be dating if your money is not up.
exactly. I think that there's, and to be honest, I am still a big believer of you want to woo a girl. But if she's your person, like she shouldn't care if you're sitting in a car having a conversation. It's about a
Oh, a
conversation.
hundred percent. And I
If
think the best dates are the ones that you're not spending money. Like,
Exactly.
I'm happy to go, for a little drive. Let's buy some food in like Tesco's or
Mm,
Asda or something and have a little picnic with a nice view. That
exactly.
costs barely anything. Do you know what I mean?
And it's not even the fact of like you're saving money. You're just literally just happy in each other's company, and it's literally.
Exactly.
I've had some amazing days where I've spent a fair bit of money, and I've looked back on it and
Yeah.
thought, wow, that was with the wrong girl.
Oh, it
Like
happens. It happens.
I was like, that was with the wrong girl. She was beautiful, whatever, but that was with the wrong girl. I was like, I could have done that. Had been with like maybe a girlfriend when I was first getting to know her. I was like, that would have been the best date ever. But that's yeah. I
Oh.
think I think it's important to talk about because we do live in a generation where some people are very fair credit to the British women and people who live in England. They're
Hmm.
good at going 50-50, but a lot of women won't have it. I know I've dated a lot of Brazilians who've come over to London. They won't have it. They want you to pay for everything, and I'm like, I don't even know you. You could be an absolute bell end.
But some people will want to pay for them. So
Oh yeah,
I think I think
London
everyone
ain't the
finds.
right place. London ain't the right place to be. You need to have a lot of money,
No,
if you want to be
I
hanging
think
around.
they're just looking in the wrong place. They should be hanging around like Mayfair, and then they'll find them.
That's the problem. I lived near Mayfair, so I was getting them on this island.
So you're attracting them.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. So the final question is: you've had a bit of a crazy dating past. We'll dive into the in-person podcast hopefully in the next month. But what is
Hmm.
just an example of one of your craziest dating stories?
Oh, okay. I don't know what I was going through at this time. Let's give some
Okay,
context. I was
give some
dating this
context.
guy, and I met him. I met him online, and I was living in London at the time. He was coming round mine, and he wasn't. I didn't see how he'd get there. Anyways, we would have fun, and he was starting to become obsessed with me. Like, we'd FaceTime each other. He'd screenshot me falling asleep and then put it on like his story.
Oh God.
And it just added up, and I was like, chill out. Like, what are you doing? And then he got like quite, never physically aggressive, but he got verbally. He was like, book me a cab to yours. Um, why are you not calling me? Why are you not answering your phone? And I started speaking like a man to him. I was like, what do you mean? Why am I not calling you? I'm busy. And like, it
Mm.
got obsessive, and he knew where I lived. So he would like come up to my house, and I was just like,
Randomly.
yeah, he would come to my house
Oh.
randomly, be knocking on my window, and like he'd find my friends through my Instagram, be like, "Where's Louaira?" And oh my gosh, it was scary. It was,
That's
yeah,
so bad.
nuts.
How long were you guys
Yeah,
together?
2 weeks. Yeah, you have to be careful when you're dating online because some people they've got issues that they're never gonna show you until you get to know them.
2 weeks, man. That guy
Two
needs to
weeks and he
grow.
became obsessed with me.
Should be in an asylum.
Obsessed. Oh my god.
Jesus. Oh my god. So now you're
And I
like
found
married,
out,
engaged.
no, no. I found out he was coming to my place on a little BMX bike and he'd hide it round the corner.
He wasn't like a teen, like wasn't at school,
To
was
be
he?
honest, he was probably a drug dealer.
Yeah,
So,
probably. Oh my
yeah.
god, that is horrifying. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
anyway,
one of the stories.
moving on from that. That's actually a really good short story. Moving on from that, Laura, thank you for finally coming on the pod. This was a little preview, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. This was actually a
Yes.
lot of fun. Actually, a lot of fun, to be fair. I hope you enjoyed being on it.
Yes,
Um,
I enjoyed. Thank you for having me.
yeah, no problem. And hopefully we'll be bringing you an in-person one in the next month or so.
Yes.
But yeah, this is a little
Yes, I can't
preview.
wait.
Just one more time, drop your socials, Luera. It is your name, literally.
It's at Louaira, Louaira.
Okay, perfect. All right, thank you so much for coming on. And yeah, we'll get something
No
filmed in person
worries.
soon. Perfect.
Yes. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Alright guys, if you made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you so much. It means genuinely a lot to me that you made it this far. You're a real one. And yeah, guys, I had a lot of fun filming this. If you did enjoy it, then please let me know down below in the comments if you want to see more videos with more, you know, Instagram models or, you know, just girls, pretty girls, just sort of talking about their dating experience, and we'll dive deep into all the weird and wacky parts of dating, you know, what's going on in dating apps, the weirdest messages they've received, all that good stuff. And yeah, we'll get my weird takes on it as well. Yeah, if you enjoyed it, please let me know down below and we will bring more of these sort of videos to you. But yeah, just want to say thank you again so much for watching, and if you could like and subscribe, that would mean an awful lot. So yeah, have a good day guys. Go have a pint, a drink. You deserve it after listening to my fucking voice for about an hour and a half. So yeah, thank you guys.